Today we'll take a look at a pair of speakers from the Italian hi-fi manufacturer Indianaline, the Tesi 3. Don't let their origins confuse you, they offer some really affordable gear, one of which is the Tesi 3. It was announced just a few months ago and I haven't seen many reviews on it, which frankly spiked my interest even more. Without further ado, upon unboxing, the build quality left me with good impressions. Maybe they aren't the best in class, but everything looked elegant, minimalistic, and decently well put together. I especially like the quality of this blackish vinyl. The drivers themselves also inspired confidence in their sonical performance. The Tesi 3 are fairly well constructed and good looking for their price point, but they don't scream luxury. The aesthetics are pleasing but not too striking, with a straightforward design that blends in rather than stands out. Is this the case with the sound quality as well? Right off the bat, I will tell you, the first impressions are really good. These speakers have some standout features that can surprise at this price point. However, there are also a few areas where the Tesi 3 might fall short of. Now, onto the midrange. This is where the speakers really shine. The midrange is nothing short of phenomenal, with vocals that are rich, full and incredibly lifelike. In fact, this might be some of the most impressive vocals I've heard from speakers in this class. The scale and presence of the midrange are superb, with a saturation that makes male and especially female vocals sound fantastic. If you're a fan of vocal music, this speaker should definitely be on your radar. In this regard, they easily beat rivals such as Wharfedale Diamond 12.2s, Mission QX2s or the Elac Debut Reference B6. To demonstrate the linearity of the midrange, I compared them to my reference, originally much more expensive, Quadral Platinum Plus 2. Measurements were done in my listening room, so take them with a grain of salt. On the flip side, as you can see, the treble performance might leave a bit to be desired, in terms of refinement and micro detail also. There is some peak over 9 kHz that can introduce occasional sibilance, which might not be to everyone's liking. It seems that the treble is generally not as consistent across the whole frequency range, suggesting the highs aren't as linear or neutral as they could be. Still, perfection in this class isn't expected, and honestly, many rivals are much more uneven. What I want to emphasize is that the treble isn't overly fatiguing, unlike the Wharfedale Diamond 12.2s for example. It doesn't pierce your ears, it just lacks a bit of smoothness and naturalness that would complement this epic midrange. When the music gets busy, the Tesi 3 can struggle a bit, leading to somewhat chaotic sound that lacks clarity. More importantly, I also feel the bass isn't strong enough to counteract this brightness. Don't get me wrong, it's fast, clean, not boomy, but there simply isn't enough of it, especially if you're sitting close to the speakers like I do. Disclaimer, I'm an advocate for bookshelf speakers to be designed with such use in mind. The slight lack of bass means that the overall sound can feel a bit thin at times, and it doesn't help balance out the occasional sharpness like I said. Also, don't expect the speakers to shake the room, they are more about clarity than power in bass. On a positive note, the soundstage depth is decent and the width is excellent, particularly with vocals. The scale and power the small speakers deliver is more than you would expect, probably thanks to their clever double driver suspension. In summary, the Indianaline Tesi 3s are bright-sounding speakers with exceptional mid-range performance, but a few shortcomings in the highs and lows. Considering the price of 400 euros, it's important to keep expectations realistic. These aren't reference level speakers, but they outperform many, if not most, rivals. I will repeat myself, the midrange is truly outstanding, and if that's your priority, you will be very pleased with the speaker's offer. Definitely give them a shot. I'm giving the Indian line Tesi 3 4 out of 5 stars. It's a tough call, especially when compared to something like the Elac Debut B6.2s, which received 4.5 stars, but cost significantly less. What I'm trying to say is that I really strive for balance when listening to speakers, and in this regard, they don't perform as well as the KEF Q150 or the older Bowers & Wilkins 685 S1. Still, they are top contender in their price segment and outperform competitors like the Wharfedale Diamond 12.2s, Mission QX2s and Elac Debut Reference B6 in my opinion. And that's it for my take. I won't tell you to subscribe, that's your call. But consider it if you don't want to miss my upcoming reviews. I feel like it's time to move up to a higher segment, which should be really exciting. Stay tuned for that. I'm out. Deuces.